I think plants are the way, Wayne.
I see your point, but I had a thought last night.
Oh yeah?
Dinosaurs. Think about it.
Right.
Dino rope.
Oh,
How
that's a
amazing does that
Good
sound?
name, but where are we getting the dinosaurs from?
Oh, don't worry, the dead ones.
Oh, so plastics, oil?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
right, okay. Well, I'm still thinking plants, well, the pros and cons, you can really decide this properly.
Okay, I'll go through mine first then. So,
Okay.
using dinosaurs, we're going to be using plastic ropes
Yeah.
in our company, Clever Cracker Rope. Yeah. So, we're using plastics.
Yes.
One benefit is a cool name.
Dino rope, nice ring to that, that'll really appeal to the dinosaurs there.
Another one,
Mhm.
another benefit,
Yeah.
is it's really strong.
Oh, that
Ropes
is
can be
really good
strong.
for rope, yeah.
Yeah, so we can carry really fat guys up mountains.
Oh, I know a mountain. Yeah.
A con, unfortunately, is that it's non-renewable.
That is quite con-like.
So,
We may run out of it, or in future generations might be able to carry on our legacy of
yeah.
making really, really strong.
Other things need plastics as well. Plastic
right.
surgery, otherwise it would be called.
Surgery.
You're on it.
You're right, yeah.
So that's a bad thing.
That
like
is-
plastics.
that
Let's
is
go
a-
through your plants though.
Alright, so plants.
Yep. They're not quite dinosaurs.
They're not
They don't
quite
really have a cool
dinosaurs.
name.
No, we could just lie though, we just call them Dino Rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, I'll do that anyway then.
I don't think they're a strong one.
They're a bit
Sadly
weaker.
not.
Well, you'll need a lot more plants to make the same strength. Really fat rope.
But they are renewable.
That's good. That's good. So you can every tree you knock down, you can just put in a new one, and it will grow. That'll be good.
Yeah, you can't just put in a new dinosaur.
Not anymore.
Not since the accident.
And they're also green. Good green.
Good green. So take in CO2
Yeah.
and let out good stuff.
Overall, they're carbon neutral if you're growing big crops or trees.
And they're biodegradable, which is
Yeah.
cool.
So if you're up a mountain, it will just biodegrade and you'll snap and fall.
I don't think you really got that one.
No?
Actually, if you leave this at the mountain by accident, leaving it there, because that would be good
Yeah,
until
you-
it's validate, it'll disappear. No polar bears harmed in making this video, but Dino Rope.
Yeah, if you
stay
leave it there,
forever.
the polar bear climbs up. Choke.
Yeah,
Not
it
good.
eats it for supper, and it's not a good supper.
It's not a good supper.
Not a good supper.
Don't know why polar bears eat it really.
No, very silly polar bears.
So that's good. It's also cheaper. Plants. It's much cheaper than extracting things.
What an idea, Wayne.
What's that?
So we can grow plants, use the bit we need for the rope, we can use the rest of it to make like oil and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
biodiesel. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember that from GCSE.
Same, I was there once.
I was.
Yeah,
I miss those days.
same.
Back when it made sense. So, plants are good. I think we should look more into the plants. I agree. I think
Yeah.
dinosaurs bad.
Dinosaurs are bad. So we have sustainability. So if we just used all the plants in the world at once,
That would not be good. So
Yeah.
we need to be sensible. We need
Yeah.
to chop down 4 trees and plant 4. I mean, a lot more than 4. But then replant those 4 trees. Is what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
For every
Good plan.
tree we knock down, we replant 2. That's what that tissue advert lied about.
Yeah.
So what do plants need to grow?
That's a good question, Wayne, because we need to get right for them and work out how to make the best plant ever.
Now they all
So-
love water.
They
Where did
do
I
love
find that
water.
out the hard way?
Yeah, they need it for photosynthesis.
They do. You know, CO2 plus water goes to things that are useful.
Yep.
So we need it for photosynthesis. It also helps with rigidity, which is a funny word.
Yeah, and it helps to hold the plant up.
Yep. Just like humans, plants can use it for temperature. So if it's really hot, the plant doesn't just melt. So it's got water, and also ions can be dissolved in the water and transported up and down the xylem vessels we spoke about a few videos back.
Absolutely, they don't just need water.
They don't, otherwise they just grow on lakes. They wouldn't need anything else.
Nope,
That
so
would
they
be
also need,
weird.
it won't be. They need magnesium,
Yep. So Mg2+, so
Yeah.
the ions.
an ion, so that is used for the chlorophyll, which is the green stuff in
Absolutely. So that's used in photosynthesis later on.
it is.
So that's really, really
Pretty
useful.
handy. Then we have nitro ions.
Yep, so NO3-, it's nitrate ions there.
Mm-hmm.
Nitrite will be NO2 is the reason I said that if you're not familiar with chemistry.
Yep, and that's used for lots of things.
Yeah, but essentially DNA, because it's a nitrogen-based DNA planet, this Earth we live on.
Yeah.
And DNA can then be used for blooming everything if you want to. Proteins and stuff like that.
Yeah, that is, we can't make new cells, so kind of handy.
It is indeed. And calcium for making your bones grow stronger.
Yeah,
Betty for
plants.
Lou.
Yes, plants will eat the calcium and take your marbles.
Said the advert. In
Yeah.
actuality, they use it for cell walls because they don't have muscles.
Yeah. So the cell walls make them much stronger, so they stay better, so that's good.
So, there's an experiment you need to know for this, just
There
like
is.
we need to know for our flax fibre industry.
We do. So you need to test what happens when you, say, remove one of these. What what happens that's bad, and how would you test that anyway?
Well, I would use 5 test tubes.
I think I would use 5 test tubes. Plant pots, test tubes, they're pretty similar, really.
Yeah, I'm going to use test tubes because that's what we used in class. You could just as easily use pots, whatever.
Whatever.
So there's an agar gel coming up to here, so it's got nutrients and stuff, and a seed is placed in it.
Yep. So for this one in particular, I think, Wayne, we're going to give it everything.
Absolutely everything we could possibly give it.
Yeah.
A Nintendo, Wii, everything.
This one's going to be so spoiled. Yep. And then maybe to the next test tube, we'll remove something.
Absolutely. So in test tube B, we don't love this seed quite as much.
Quite as much, we'll take away all its magnesium ions.
But it has everything else. So what I'm going to do is, rather than writing everything except magnesium, I'm just going to put not magnesium.
Okay.
To be lazy. But it's got everything else.
Yeah, and then you kind of do this for every single one, but remove something different, but replace everything else. You only have one variable there.
Yeah, so
And
this now has magnesium, but doesn't have calcium.
And that's quite an important thing to do, so you can really tell what's making the difference. If you remove 3 at once, something may change, but it could be due to any 3 of those.
Absolutely, so you wouldn't be able to narrow it down, which is not equal, NO3 minus, you wouldn't be able to narrow it down to what exactly is causing what.
And think about that as well, you would probably want to keep all the conditions the same, so how hot they were, the amount of sunlight they're all with, and the agar jelly as well should be all the same nutrients in there.
Yeah, so it's called validity, it's about fair testing. Because if you, say, put these 3 in nice sunlight and then put these 2 in the shade and you notice that these 2 died, you couldn't say that's because it doesn't have water, it doesn't have these, because it might be the sunlight or the temperature or whatnot.
Yeah, something like that. You also probably wouldn't just do 5.
No, so reliability is what this is summed up as. So repeats. It may seem like you're repeating because you're doing 5, but you're actually not. Well, you are, but you're doing 5 different things.
So then you repeat each one, say 3 times, you're actually going to have 15 test tubes.
Yep. You could do them all in the same week, but then they might all be subject to the same problem. So I'd do 5 one week, make sure you keep the 5 together. Next week do another 5, but compare them singularly to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's that in a nutshell. You need to know about that.
So I think now we've got that in mind, we should really think about making dino rope, or not really dino, but it's dino rope.
Yeah, so the weaker version first,
Yeah.
adult plants. Make sure we don't advertise to large mountains